Oh, yeah.
You're muted, Mayor.
Hope we haven't been hacked again tonight.
Where's Dana when you need him?
He's retired.
I know. Maybe we'll keep him on retainer.
Did Dana retire? I didn't realize that.
Hey folks, you got me now?
Yeah.
Little technical difficulties. Well,
Don't
once
ever-
again, Alan Joins, Mayor of the City of Winston-Salem, and I call to order this January 18th meeting of the City Council pursuant to the policies and procedures of the City Council relative to virtual meetings. I've determined that it's not feasible for the City Council and I to meet together physically tonight. And due to the pandemic, all council members are participating virtually. Council members will vote by roll call vote. A council member will be recognized, raise their hand, and state their vote. Would the city clerk please call the roll?
Councilmember Larson,
Present.
Councilmember Clark,
Here.
Councilmember Mundy,
Present.
Councilmember Scipio,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Adams,
Here.
Councilmember Taylor,
Present.
Councilmember McIntosh,
Here.
Councilmember Burke.
Here.
Thank you very much. All of our council members are here. We're getting ready to have a moment of silence. As we go into the moment of silence tonight, I certainly call on our folks to remember our loss this past week of a great treasure to our community, that being Sylvia Sprinkle Hamlin. We all grieve with her family, and our city grieves for this loss. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you very much. Tonight's agenda of the City Council is comprised of two parts, the general agenda and the consent agenda. Items on the consent agenda have been unanimously recommended by a committee of the City Council or are being submitted in accordance with established city procedure. There'll be no discussion of the items on this agenda unless a council member so requests, and that item would be removed from the agenda to be considered individually. Items not removed will be all enacted with one motion. We're televising this meeting live tonight on TV 13, and it will be replayed Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. and again Wednesday at 9 p.m. Copies of our agenda as well as videos of the meeting are always available online at the city's website, www.cityofws.org, and select the Watch Meetings Online link. We do have one honorarium item tonight, but before we do that, I'd like to ask Assistant City Manager Aaron King to give us just a brief update on the condition of the roads and perhaps comment on why this particular snow and the packed snow makes it difficult for our street crews to remove it. Mr. King?
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, members of the council. Our crews have been hard at it since Friday afternoon, really getting ready for this event and treating the roads with brine and salt and preparing for it all through Saturday on into Sunday when the inclement weather hit. And again, a lot of the treatment there was brine and salt. This particular weather event started out with a lot of snow and then transitioned to sleet, which we were thankful for because we avoided a lot of loss of power in the area. However, that sleet compressed a lot of that snow down and packed it down pretty tight. And so if you've been hearing from any of your constituents or getting any comments about why are city plows, city trucks going by with the plows up, you generally need about more than 2 inches to drop a plow down. And we got about 1.5 to 2 inches on average throughout the city. And so in a lot of cases, we really didn't have enough snow on the ground to drop a plow down. So a lot of the treatment in the early stages has been salt and brine. I would tell you right now, our major roads are in good shape. Our collectors are pretty solid. Mother Nature helped us out quite a bit today. We're going to have crews coming in tonight to continue working on those collectors and probably applying salt and brine or salt to the the majors, because we do expect some of those areas to kind of refreeze in the morning, and we want to try to avoid some black ice if we can. We spent a large portion of the day responding to medical calls, emergencies, hotspots, things of that nature. Hopefully, the plan will be tomorrow to really hit the residential areas and start making some headway in those areas and trying to get to those residential streets to the extent we can. Fortunately, we've got a favorable weather forecast tomorrow. It's looking to get above freezing probably sometime around 10 o'clock in the morning and get up into the mid 40s, upper 40s tomorrow. So that's really, really helpful. So we're making some pretty substantial progress. Like I say, hopefully folks in neighborhoods will start to see some activity there. Appreciate everybody's patience. I want to say a big thank you to our crews who have pitched in on this. They've done a really great job in less than ideal conditions. And I just want to make a big public thank you to them tonight. They have done a really wonderful job.
Thank you, Mr. King, and I'm sure the city council joins me in thanking our crews. We've been had a skeleton crews, and we had to bring folks in from different divisions to work, and they've really done a great job handling this situation. Thank you, Mr. King. Maybe go to item H1, please.
Item H1, resolution honoring the 2022 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s Young Dreamers Award recipients, Abria Armstrong and Gracie Beckles. Whereas the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Young Dreamers Award was established by the Winston-Salem Human Relations Commission in 2009. And whereas the purpose of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Young Dreamers Award is to recognize two outstanding, emerging, or proven young adult leaders who reside in the city of Winston-Salem and have produced a meaningful result in community inclusiveness and race relations. And whereas the goal of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Young Dreamers Award is to encourage young adults to participate in philanthropic, altruistic community involvement, reflecting the spirit in which Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. lived and encouraged others to live. And whereas the Dr. Martin Luther King Young Dreamers must be 18 to 40 years of age on or before January 18th, 2022. And whereas the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Young Dreamers are residents of Winston-Salem who have demonstrated outstanding work and dedication in the Winston-Salem community and can neither hold an executive leadership position with his or her organization nor be an elected government official. And whereas the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Young Dreamers have made a tangible difference in the lives of others who may have otherwise been overlooked, ignored, or disadvantaged. Specific examples include fostering positive race relations, vocalizing and acting against an injustice, leading inclusiveness among all individuals, embracing those who are perceived as being different, and celebrating religious diversity. The Young Dreamers civic and/or community-oriented work has resulted in tangible results benefiting disenfranchised persons in the community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Abria Armstrong and Gracie Beckles are recognized and honored as the 2022 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Young Dreamers in the city of Winston-Salem, dated this 18th day of January, 2022.
Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
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 Any opposed, no, and that is unanimous. I think we have a video, I believe.
Winston-Salem native Gracie Beckles started serving others at an early age. While still in elementary school, Gracie helped both school personnel and Spanish-speaking students. She provided translation services and helped both camps understand the others' cultural norms. Gracie continues to devote her free time to helping low-income families. For the past 5 years, she's volunteered with Love Out Loud, a collaboration of local churches that partner with community organizations to serve those in need. Her compassion and empathy for others is further reflected through her work helping the victims of domestic violence at the Family Justice Center. Gracie is committed to assisting those whose voices may not be heard and are too often overlooked. Gracie Beckles.
Call on Wanda Allen Abraha, we've got one more video, excuse me.
Abria Armstrong, Currently serving as president of the Winston-Salem Urban League Young Professionals, has been a visible and thoughtful leader for young people in Forsyth County. Her work with the Summer Youth Employment Mentor Program awakened new ambitions in more than 20 youth by matching them one-on-one with mentors from local corporations. She led the Urban League's Reclaim the Vote efforts, and she collaborated with local corporations, elected officials, and educational institutions to teach students the value of civic engagement and expose them to career options in STEM and creative fields. This year, she led a holiday fundraiser for the County Foster Care Program. For these and many other efforts, the National Urban League recognized Abria with its Most Valuable Emerging Leader Award, Abria Armstrong.
Thank you very much. I'd like to recognize Wanda Allen Abraha, who's Director of the city's Human Relations Department. Ms. Abraha.
Good evening, Mayor Joins, Mayor Pro Tem Adams, and members of the City Council. I'm really excited to be with you this evening, as I am every year when it's time for us to award our annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Young Dreamers. As you know, we do have two young professionals from our local community each year. And as our city clerk said, they are between the ages of 18 and 40, and they really do represent the best of our young professionals here in Winston-Salem. They are very selfless, and they are very determined in the work that they do, both within their professions and in their personal lives, to really help those who have been traditionally disenfranchised or disadvantaged in some way. And so I really think that it's so appropriate to have them both, as you heard from the videos, as our awardees this year. And so joining us this year, we do have two members of the Winston-Salem Human Relations Commission. We have Commissioner Michelle Preble, and we also have Commissioner Ruth Sarton. And so I would just like to ask Commissioners Preble and Sarton to share additional thoughts and information about our two awardees. Thank you.
Michelle, go ahead.
All right, so tonight it is my honor to present the Martin Luther King Jr. Young Dreamers Award to Gracie Beckles. Gracie was raised by a single mother and started her volunteer journey at a very early age. Gracie has lived in Winston-Salem all her life, and she has been an active participant in helping the lower income families through her volunteer activities. Since elementary school, she has been an asset for the Spanish-speaking community in assisting them with translation, interpretation, and cultural diversity. Gracie has demonstrated compassion and empathy when dealing with the public and their challenges and problems. She has been an active part of many events that involve direct contact with the community, and she continues to volunteer as her schedule permits. Gracie is committed to assisting those whose voice may not be heard or the population that may be overlooked. Thank you for everything you do, Gracie.
Thank you, Commissioner Preble. At this time, we would like to ask Gracie if she has any comments that she would like to make. I do believe she's on the call with us. Gracie, are you on?
Beckles, you're recognized.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I'd like to say thank you so much to the city of Winston-Salem and to my family and just who nominated me for this wonderful award. It really is such an honor. I really am very excited to be receiving this award, and I'd just like to say thank you to everybody, and I look forward to continuing to work in the community.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Mayor Joins, could we have Commissioner Sarton now to introduce her?
Ms. Sarton, you're recognized, please.
I apologize. It says has asked to start my video. So, good evening. I'm happy to talk about Abria Armstrong. Abria was nominated for outstanding work with Hustle, Winston-Salem, and the Winston-Salem Urban League's Young Professionals. Armstrong led the voter side of the Winston-Salem Urban League's Reclaim the Vote effort. Her leadership resulted in 6 voter engagement events geared to energize and engage voters. There is no doubt that Armstrong's leadership improved Forsyth County's voter turnout. Armstrong has been a visible and thoughtful leader for our young people in Winston-Salem. Abria's leadership as president of the Winston-Salem Urban League Young Professionals strives to and achieves an inclusive and thoughtfulness by recognizing both the economic disparities present in Winston-Salem and the opportunities here to elevate yourself and live out their dreams. She has been successful in building authentic bridges to drive corporate collaborations and partnerships with companies such as Atrium Health, Inmar, and Kaplan Early Learning. Ms. Armstrong is an amazing community leader who embodies the essence of a young dreamer.
Thank you, Ms. Arden. Recognize Ms. Armstrong if she'd like to make some comments, please.
Certainly. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, as well as City Council members, as well as Human Rights Commission members. I am truly honored to be a part of this. And I also want to thank my family, who I know is probably watching somewhere, and know that I do this work because I'm dedicated to Winston-Salem, because I'm truly the seed in bloom of the city. From spending my evenings as a YED in the parking lot of the Winston-Lake Y to going to Carver Parkland games, I want to make it clear and be an example that anything can come from this soil if you nurture it. And I'm truly honored to be one of the city's blooms. And I can't help but use this platform to continue to encourage our city council members, as well as our city at large and our community at large, to continue to support its young people, because we are not only the future, we are also today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Armstrong. So congratulations to you as well. Ms. Alberhart, anything else?
No, Mayor Joins, just thank you so much to you and the City Council for doing this recognition each year. We do feel that the Human Relations Commission does a great job of going through all of the nominations, and they make great selections each and every year. So I would like to thank the Winston-Salem Human Relations Commission for their work as well.
Thank you. We all join you in thanking them for the hard work that they do for our community. Thank you. All right, we'll now go back to consent agenda. Council members, are there any items on the consent agenda you wish to have pulled? I can't see all of you, so if there's an items, please speak up. All right. Sounds.
I move for approval of the consent agenda.
Second. Second to approve the consent agenda. We'll do a roll call vote on that one. Councilmember Larson.
Yes.
Councilmember Clark.
Yes.
Councilmember Mundy.
Aye.
Councilmember Scipio.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Adams.
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor.
Yes.
Councilmember McIntosh.
Aye.
Councilmember Burke.
Yes.
Thank you. That is unanimous. The council will now go to the general agenda, which is comprised of the following. There's an item confirming the assessment role for demolition of housing unfit for human habitation. There are two items related to appointments to boards and commissions and the public comment period. The assessment role was listed for a public hearing. When the public hearing is called, persons who would like to speak will be called upon and given an opportunity to address the council tonight. We ask that you give your name and address for the record and limit your remarks to 3 minutes. If no one wishes to speak, I'll close the public hearing and the city council will consider the item. I will say that written comments were accepted on the public hearing item until 24 hours prior to the start of this meeting. The public comment period is a time once per month that citizens are asked to voice their opinions on matters that are germane to city government. When the virtual comment period is called, each speaker will be given 3 minutes and the comment period will be limited to a total of 30 minutes. Ms. Keeney, would you please read the first item?
Item G1, public hearing and resolution confirming assessment role for the demolition of housing unfit for human habitation, recommended by Finance Committee.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. Has anyone signed up for the public hearing? I'm informed that no one has signed up for the public hearing. I will therefore close the public hearing, and I recognize the chairman of our Housing General Government Committee, Mayor Pro Tem Adams, if she was ready for a motion.
I apologize, Mayor. I didn't even look at it because it says Finance Committee came out of
I'm
Finance.
sorry. It did come out of both of them, didn't it? Well, I will call on the chairman of the finance then, Mr. Clark.
I'll move approval.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All right, seeing none, we'll go then to the roll call. Councilmember Larson,
Yes.
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Councilmember Mundy,
Aye.
Councilmember Scipio,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Adams,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yay.
Councilmember McIntosh,
Aye.
Councilmember Burke.
Yes.
Thank you. That is unanimous. My apologies, Mayor Pro Tem. I mean to catch you off guard there. Then we go to item G2.
Item G2, Mayor Jordan's recommendation for appointment to the Tourism Development Authority, Hotel Motel, 100 rooms or more category, GMH Bennett, term expiring October 2024.
Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. A second.
Monday.
Thank you. Thank you. Any discussion? All right, we'll go to the roll call. Councilmember Larson,
Yes.
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Councilmember Mundy,
Aye.
Councilmember Scipio,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Adams,
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor,
Yay.
Councilmember McIntosh,
Aye.
Councilmember Burke.
Yes.
Thank you. That is unanimous. Item G3.
Item G3, Mayor Jordan's recommendations for appointment to the Bicycle Pedestrian Active Mobility Advisory Committee, Amy G. Easter and Kimberly M. Wilson, with terms expiring August 2023.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
Motion
I
to
move for
approve.
approval.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, we'll go to the roll call. Councilmember Larson,
Yes.
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Councilmember Mundy,
Aye.
Councilmember Scipio,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Adams,
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor,
Yay.
Councilmember McIntosh,
Aye.
Councilmember Burke.
Yes.
Thank you. That is unanimous. And now item G4.
Item G4, public comment period.
As I mentioned, this is a time that we ask citizens who would like to address the council and I on matters that are germane to city government. When you're recognized, you may unmute and make your comments. You're limited to 3 minutes, and please state your name and address for the record. Kenny, would you read or introduce the first speaker?
Allie Jones.
Ms. Jones, you're recognized.
Hi, thank you. My name is Allie Jones and I live in 27106. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and members of council. I would like to begin tonight first by thanking Councilman Taylor for his continued recognition of my comrades and our work, and for keeping us in mind to have diverse voices when it comes time for focus groups about how to structure alternative response models. We recognize that you hear us and we appreciate that very much. On Saturday, in honor of Martin Luther King Jr., the activism organization I am a member of, paid out of Winston, went out canvassing the Northeast, Southeast, and East Winston neighborhoods to encourage people to apply for SOAR with the support of Zeta Phi Beta's Rosetta chapter. We were thrilled with the amount of support and excitement the community responded with. However, almost all people we met expressed they were unaware of this program, which raised our eyebrows. We are concerned about two issues when it comes to SOAR. Our primary concern is the awareness of what is known as the digital divide, or the gap between people who have access to information technology and the people who don't. In our case, we are thinking of the people having difficulty with access to the internet and ability to complete forms online. Given the target demographic of this program, it is necessary for SOAR to be promoted around the city on paper and not just online. We're also curious why this promotional effort is falling on the shoulders of active citizens. We would like to be clear that this does not, this does not fall solely on Ms. Barlett or Mr. Sneed of the Department of Reintegration and Youth Development either, as they are the only two steering the ship of that department. This is just one of the areas that could be supported by increased funding, as it would allow for flyers to be produced and distributed without burdening the leadership of that department. SOAR is a crucial program for the personal and economic development of Winston's most in need and an excellent way to reduce recidivism. We urge you to continue finding ways to support SOAR and increase their funding as well as visibility as you move into the next application period and the upcoming budget cycle. I see my time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
Mitch Garber.
Hello, good evening, Mayor Joins, Mayor Pro Tem, and the City Council members. My name is Mitch Garmer. I live in area code 27299. I live outside of the city, but I work for City Fire. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, pretty much I work for City Fire. I have a couple of comments related to the proposed COVID policy coming up. I understand that y'all probably aren't going to answer me, but just want to make a couple of statements real quick. The issue that a lot of us at the city are having, the unvaccinated who are having to test weekly. As you know, we're having trouble getting access to testing. A lot of us go out, every week and try to get this scheduled so it doesn't interfere with our work shifts. And especially us at City Fire, we work 24-hour shifts. And with overtime being mandatory right now and the staffing shortages being real low, it's really hard for us to schedule tests and be in compliance with the policy, especially when there's such a low availability of tests. So I guess my statement is I just want you to think about these things tonight as y'all go to move the COVID policy in effect. Also, hopefully the city is thinking about the risk of not only unvaccinated but vaccinated employees spreading COVID virus. I understand that the risk is less for vaccinated people to spread it, but it's still possible. So a lot of us that are unvaccinated feel like it's borderline discriminatory to only require the unvaccinated to test. With that, I yield my time. Thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for your service to the city, Mr. Garner. Next speaker, please.
Mayor, that's all we've had to sign up. There may be some that came in as the meeting got started.
Is there anyone else who is wishing to speak? You may unmute yourself and introduce yourself. Thank you. Hearing no one, I'll close the public comment period. Council members, you might recall we thought we had a need for a closed session tonight, but informed by the city attorney that there's a couple of issues has arisen regarding that case, and she's asked if we maybe we'll postpone that to February. I do want to recognize Councilmember Scipio, who had a comment about, I believe, Robbins Road. Councilmember.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and good evening, colleagues, and to the community. I just want to announce that Robbins Road is once again open. It has been closed for quite a long time because of a failure in one of our pipes there. And I am certain that all of my Robbins Road's residents are very happy to experience that open road now. We have a phenomenal group in our city services who takes care of our roads and these awesome repairs. And I am so happy that we have that talent in the city. And I'm very happy that our residents can learn to understand the necessity of patience. Some of these repairs are just not easy to make. It does take time. And I'm grateful for all of those in that Sedge Garden area who endured the little inconvenience of having that road closed. But I am so thankful and I applaud our city staff that made that happen because our roads need a lot of attention. We're in need of some infrastructure. And I'm happy that we will get that going. on a better basis to make sure we don't have as many failures. But our roads are old. And so thank you to the residents for your patience. But I congratulate the staff for finally getting that repair done. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember. Congratulations. No, you're glad to get that road back open. Council members, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion and a second. All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
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 Is there anyone opposed to adjourning? Please say no. That is unanimous. We are adjourned. Thank you.